Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today I'm bringing you another size comparison, this time against the Note 3. Now the Note 3 is the updated version of the Note, so obviously we know it's one of the categories that are called a phablet. So that means it's between a phone and a tablet. Relatively easier to fit in the hand, I would say, compared to the Note 2, but we'll actually see each of these devices compared and how they stack up. This is a 5.7-inch screen, so pretty big by standard phone size. And first to compare, we will put it against the S4, being the current hallmark right now for the standard phones. This is how it compares to the S4, side by side. In terms of width, relatively the same. And of course, one of the things is the backings is quite different. Instead of the traditional plastic, this is a leather-like material. I think they called it flux leather or something like that. But it definitely feels like leather. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur of fabrics, but it definitely feels a lot more premium compared to the original plastic of the S4. Now, of course, the great thing is that this has that built in. One of the things that I always do with my S4 is change the backing. One of the things I like about Samsung, you can always take these backs and replace them. So this is a tempered glass backing, but I've had aluminum, carbon fiber, and all different kinds. So that is the first part, comparing to the S4. But how about to its original? Well, this is compared to the Note 2. Unfortunately, I cannot find my original backing anymore, so I can't really show a side comparison too well. But just to give you an idea of how it stacks up against the Note 2, it is slightly taller, however, it is a bit narrower. So if I put it, you can see that there's still some part of the Note 2 right there. Just a little bit, and the idea was to make it more narrower and also easy to grip. If we do look at the sides, this one is a little bit different because this had a curve, which is obviously being bigger with the flip cover, but did have a curve which didn't make it as easy to grip, and a lot of people said it didn't feel premium because of that curve. So Samsung kind of changed it up and made it a bit more rigid, so it's easier to hold. For one, and it has those ridges. Hopefully we can translate that for you. And no, not really translating it. Okay, there we go. So you can see the ridges right there, and just one of the nicer parts, how it compares to it. So just back to back, again slightly taller but a little bit narrower in comparison to the Note 2. And then we also have a new one out on the market, which is, again, another phablet. And this one is pretty big. It's called the Mega. And this is how the Mega compares side by side to it. This is a 6.3-inch screen, so even getting closer to the tablet portion, which I actually have a 7-inch with me. So just so we can see how it would even compare to a tablet. And then to a regular sized phone. It's a pretty interesting difference. Obviously we're kind of getting to all different kind of sizes. Again, this is 5-inch, 5.7, 6.3, and 7.0. So in terms of thinness, I believe actually the Mega is slightly thinner in comparison to the Note 3, but it's by millimeters, of course, so probably won't notice it too much. In terms of batteries, these are pretty comparable. I believe they actually have the same 3200 milliamp battery, so a pretty big battery inside. And in terms of processing power, however, you can kind of see just a little bit of difference between them, on the Note 3 winning that. Also a difference in screen quality, LED versus LCD, but that'll be more in a comparison. So in terms of size comparison, that was how the Note 3 compares to a couple of different phones. And again, just to kind of have them all out at the same time, we'll do them in comparing to screen size. So the Note 2 will actually be over here, since it's still technically even though it's a bigger phone, it's a smaller screen. Actually, because it's a bigger phone, we'll switch that around. So just to give you an idea, comparing to an S4, and even comparing to the new S3 Mini, new smaller size screen. And I'll zoom out a little bit for you guys. So that is a good size for an all-around size comparison, comparing different phones and which one you would like. Again, this is the Note 3 size comparison. If you have any questions on it, feel free to ask. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.